Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'm here to show something that I've been working on for a few weeks now. Uh, I am working on a Vive version of Dungeons and Dragons. Now, I am aware that Altspace has its own version, but I've always felt it was kind of missing something, which granted, unfortunately, I haven't added that feature in yet, but the feature that I think it misses is the ability please ignore that, that's my cat. Uh ignores well, that's unfortunate. That's a glitch I'll have to work out. Ignores player immersion and the potential it has. So, first off, one of the key features of this is terrain manipulability. Every grid on this table can be dragged down and up. So, like, say there was like a really big cliff thing, like right here, right? So you've got like a canyon here, for example. I understand that this could be a little tedious, but at the same time, this is also really useful for just full customization. Eventually, I hopefully will be adding colorization to these, so that like you can pull up a UI and modify the colors of like what terrain types and all that good stuff. I was considering doing the hexagon thing, but to be honest, I really didn't know if it would. It's just because of the fact that I just like the aesthetic of squares, to be honest. So for example, yeah, if we've got a bridge scene though, and the characters need to get across, so like they can just pop a bridge in right there. That's another feature. You've got these pre-made things. Eventually, I will have it made so that instead of like from a shelf, you can actually like have them like there already. Yeah, so like let's say yeah, and then here. And obviously I'll have to add in some specialty terrain as well, like stuff for like caves and stuff like that. But like yeah, let's say our heroes have to cross a bridge to get into the wilds or something to go find the local kidnapped nobleman or whatever. Uh so here's like the mountainous region, so that way you can like pull it up. But of course, they don't really want monsters from the wild coming over to the village, so of course they have to build up some sort of protection. And this comes conveniently in the form of a canyon that they have one bridge for. And of course, they've got their standard safety fence just to make sure that you don't fall in case you're just not exactly the most not exactly the most dexterous of people. If you have a dex score of 8 or less, for example. uh Actually, I'll put these up here. So yeah, this is just like to demonstrate the basic concepts. Not everything is here, because one of the really big features that I really would like to add is having essentially the ability to sort of shrink yourself down to like player scale. So that way like you can like teleport around on the table. So basically like if you were to look up, you would see a DM over here that's just being freaking gigantic, and then like you and the rest of your party, and then like any monsters the DM puts on the table. I was thinking sort of a rec room style aesthetic, as you can kind of tell by like the low poly design. Granted, I have to admit, these came from the Unity Asset Store, so I have to admit that make I did not make the environment pieces. I did make the table, however, and the like trays and stuff, and the D20 that was over there. That's on the floor. One of the things that I've already got in, which obviously isn't that big of a deal, teleportation, which I know a lot of people don't like, but I'm sticking with it for now. I might add more options in the future, but for now, sorry, you can't teleport with stuff yet. I have to add that. You want to fight D20? Anyways, so yeah, this is what I've got so far. And one of the granted, I think it's going to be kind of silly, and some people probably won't like it. I'm going to scale this down a little bit, but just like as a player, I think one of the most fun things is going to be basically just like like just grabbing this D20, holding it up over your head and going, ha! And like running over it to it, and seeing for when it finally stops on, I believe it's probably going to stop on 12. Because if you know Unity, it's just a sphere collider that I've set up. So sometimes it will angle, which is unfortunate, but it's my current system I have right now. Obviously, stuff's going to get better as time goes on, and as I get better at this. So yeah, but if you guys are interested in seeing me like continue this project, give this video some, give this video some love. Give it some likes, some comments on what other things you could think of for like features. What I've basically got down for the feature, like total feature list, is like customizable characters, customizable humanoid NPCs, puppeteering for the DM, in-game like character sheets. I've seen some D&D like esque platforms where like they'll try to get rid of the whole aspect of dice rolling, which I really think actually is kind of counterproductive, because it takes away power from the DM, and therefore it makes it less so of a creative endeavor and more so of a computer pre-generated endeavor. So it's a lot less. It allows for a lot less creativity with it. Let's see. Also, obviously, terrain colorization. Obviously, a lot more things that you can add. Monsters. Time of day. Particle effects that you can use for if you're casting a spell, or just for like an environmental effect, like if there's a building on fire. I'm just trying to think of any other major features that like aren't immediately obvious. Again, the on-table thing, which I'm really excited for. DM assistance, which is basically if a player allows them to, the DM can pick up the player and move them to like explain something. Like, for example, if a player were to, I'm just going to use the D20 as a player. Like, if the player wanted to try to, just gonna pop this back. I'm just gonna make a wall here just to like explain my like reasoning. Actually, wait. You know what? Like, if a character who had a really high acrobatics score and who like really didn't trust the bridge wanted to, and they didn't want to just like teleport across just for like the sake of storytelling. This is more of a storytelling thing, by the way. If the player wanted to, they could ask for a DM assist, and if they succeeded on the roll, basically the DM would pick them up, and if they wanted to, they would, like, say the player just said, I want to try to wall run across, and if they succeed, then the DM would just kind of pick them up and go, yes, I know, mad sound effects, oh yeah, sound effects, obviously. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of anything else. Obviously, I'm gonna have the rest of the dice sets. I always forget that. I need to add a collider there. So yeah, but again, if you guys like this video, if you are interested in more, give this video some love, like, share, whatever. Give me your ideas for what you think. If you're actually good at Unity and you don't suck like I do, and you're interested in collaborating, hit me up. Hit me up. So yeah. That'll be all for now, guys. So see you later. Goodbye. I shall now gaze into the sun.